Hi, my name is Jake Miller, and you're on oomph.com under our media sector. This morning, we were hugely fortunate to be able to sit down with JJ, Mike and Dom, some of the most outstanding people in New Zealand radio, from the Edge radio station. We spoke to these guys about their journey, what they've learnt, and what they want to pass on to you guys. In this interview, you will learn how to make it big in the broadcasting world, what it takes to get a job with what is one of New Zealand's most popular radio stations, and what you can be doing today to increase your chances in the future for working in radio. This interview is absolutely outstanding. It's insanely good, and if you have any interest in media, whether it be radio, TV or print, you do not want to miss this. Check it out. Oomph. Wise words await. JJ, Mike and Dom, thanks very much for joining us today on oomph.com.
Thanks, Jake.
Really appreciate it. We're under our media sector today, so it's awesome to be here with you guys. So Oomph is all about inspiring people to do extraordinary things. So who and what during your life and careers inspired you guys?
Boy.
Simon Barnett. No, because I grew up in a very small place, Gore, and he had a link to Gore. His father was the principal of a Gore school, and when I found out that link, I thought, oh wow, Simon Barnett knows somebody in Gore, and he's famous, and he's kind of how I started, really. I was quite inspired by him.
Cool. And what about you guys?
I get inspired by not anyone that you'd know, but people that I know personally. You know, really good friends who are just go-getters. People who don't worry about what's happened to them in their past, but will just continue to achieve their goals and not let anything get in their way. So I'm inspired by people like that.
For me, it was this guy who died last year called Kevin Black, who was a fairly famous breakfast radio broadcaster. I grew up in Palmerston North, and we were on this school running trip one year, and a mate of mine, Sean Redder, had a cassette tape of these prank calls that Blackie did, and it just blew my mind. And from that moment onwards, I sort of decided I wanted to do radio. It just sort of showed me what was possible, because back then in the late 1980s, like radio in Auckland was very different to radio in other parts of the country. Okay. So hearing this thing, it was just mind blowing.
Yeah, so it sort of opened your eyes up to
what was possible. Yeah, it was amazing.
So did you guys always want to get into radio from quite young ages, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, about 14 for me.
Okay, and what was it about radio that attracted you guys?
Oh boy, I loved listening to the countdowns on the radio when I was about 10, 11, and listening to the music, thinking, this sounds like a really cool job, introducing all these cool songs. So I used to record the songs off the radio and interview my friends and have my own little radio show.
Because I used to talk into a milk bottle, pretending, I don't know why, it just sounded cool, because they were glass back then, and they had a nice sound to them. So I used to talk into the top of a milk bottle, pretending that I was a radio DJ, exactly what JJ did, record the countdown, do the talking in between the songs. But I looked at it and thought, it's fun. You meet a lot of people and you get paid. And I thought, cool, I could do this job.
Yeah,
Looks easy.
Now that we work here, you realise that talking into a microphone is nowhere near as much fun as talking into a milk bottle.
But do you guys remember the world's best countdown, with the Rugby World Cup countdown back in 2011? How many days was that?
Yeah, no, I don't know why. These things tend to be my idea. I seem to love aggravating people. I think we started the Rugby World Cup countdown like about 1,000 days out or something.
Yeah, it was painful.
Yeah. So as a website, we're trying to bring a bit of career inspiration to everyone out there who's looking at doing different pathways. So for the people who are looking at getting into radio and media, and what would your advice be to them? What's some sort of key things that you guys would pass on?
My if I may start, my main thing would be just be persistent. Like, work out what you want to do, and then the most feedback you're going to get along the way is people telling you can't do it for whatever reason. People telling you, no, you can't be an announcer, there's too many announcers, we get into promotions or get into this. I would say work out what you want to do, and then don't take no for an answer, because anyone that tells you can't do something, what they are doing is really just giving you their opinion. And that is it. It's nothing more than that. Yep. So I would say just be persistent, stick to your goals, and just don't, whatever anyone says, take it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
I would say if you're at school, make sure you take, subjects like media studies and English, and if you can do drama and music would be really helpful. These are just extra added talents you can have being in radio. And then go to one of the radio broadcasting schools around New Zealand, and like Dom said, just don't take no for an answer. If it's something you want to do, just keep at it. Yeah,
it's hard work, and
it's hard work, And only people who work hard will survive. So you do have to be passionate about it. Don't get into it if you think it's going to be an easy route, because it actually isn't.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Mike?
Exactly what these two have said. But also, I reckon, while you're doing all of that, working hard and being persistent, I think you have to try when you're young and absorb as much life as you can, and watch people's lives and learn about how people tick, because if you understand human beings, I think broadcasting's a little bit easier. So yeah, never give up, work hard at it, but at the same time just try and get your finger in as many different pies as you can.
So networking's a pretty important part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and also, you know, just doing things that you perhaps have never done before, because then you meet new people, you learn about their life, you understand how they think, and if you understand how people think, I think broadcasting in any type of media is probably a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't claim to know that I know what people think, but I think it helps. You know, I did sort of theatre, and you know, but then you go and play a sports game and you meet a different group of people. You know, just try and absorb life, I guess.
Okay, and I think there's probably so many people out there who they consider the Edge to be the coolest place to work, because it is pretty cool, guys. So is there anything that the Edge does that sort of, in terms of employing or looking for new people, that makes you guys a bit different? What would you recommend in terms of specifically this station as opposed to radio in general? Is there anything that makes you guys a bit different?
Well, I'd say everyone that works here is fairly fun. They sort of have like an attitude and a vibrancy about them. But the main thing, more important than all that, is just the sort of work ethic involved.
Yeah.
One thing Leon, our boss, is really good at doing is like weeding out people that aren't 100% on the same page and committed to the cause. So I'd say that's the one overall trait that everyone here has in common. They're all just really, really hardworking and passionate.
Passionate, I think, is the word.
Yeah.
You know, people come here and they don't do it for the money, they do it because they really want to be here.
Yeah.
So that, you know.
You have to, because the money's not that great for
No.
most of the people here.
No, it's not.
You definitely do radio for the love of it.
Yeah. So just got a question for you now, Dom. You're often involved with what many people would probably consider to be quite sort of, I guess, scandalous type of stuff, but lots of us thinks pretty funny. So do you?
Thanks, Jake.
So the Nick nomination thing probably comes to mind. Is it a hard part of the job for you as someone who just wants to get out there and take the as you say in your book, with your every move being judged by society as such?
Well, it's a funny thing, because I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword, because it's like most of the stuff I do, anyone that is ever likely to integrate with the Edge brand probably understands it and thinks it's a bit of a laugh. The people that are going to be outraged by it are people that would never listen to the Edge, never dream of listening to the Edge. So the way I see it, you kind of like, you're p***ing off people that are never going to listen to you in the first place. You're talking about people. I could get on there and say, I'm selling my house, and with the $200,000 that I've got after paying off my mortgage, I'm going to donate it all to charity. And these people, the people that hate you publicly, they'll be the ones that go, well, he's just doing it for publicity, isn't he? So you're never going to you're never going to win those people. So it doesn't worry me too much.
Just the keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Sit there and
I mean, to be honest, I'll be more worried about doing something that's going to like off, core Edge listeners.
Yeah.
Because they're who we do it for.
So again, it's about knowing your market and sticking to that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I guess similarly, it'd be probably fair to say everyone has been through some sort of personal challenges and stuff like that, and it's become pretty public due to the nature of the type of work it is. Has being in the spotlight almost helped in some aspects make it a bit easier, knowing that so many people care and so many people care about you guys, as opposed to, I guess, not being in the spotlight, you might just be dealing with things by yourself as such? What would you say around that?
Well, I think it's a great test. Like for me, I was in the closet for a long time, and then coming out was a big decision. But and I was nervous about what people were going to think. But it was a really good test of humanity for me. Like I actually felt really pleased that people were genuinely okay with stuff like that, and I thought, oh, that's kind of nice, and it kind of reinstated my belief that human beings are okay people. So you're right, it does help. I mean, as Dom said earlier, sometimes this job can be a double-edged sword. Kind of felt that when you're out there, people can judge, but at the same time, watching and seeing how they judge was quite nice.
Yep.
Even though there were some bad reactions, there were overwhelmingly good reactions, and that was a really nice thing for me to witness, actually.
It just makes us more relatable, because people listen at home and they think, oh, there's these people on the radio and their life is so perfect, they're having a fun time. But when they actually hear, we're normal just like you. We have going on in our lives. We've had terrible things happen. So we can relate to you because, we've been through it too. So
everyone's going through.
Yeah, and I think that's the good thing about sharing. That you can have that, you can relate to people and build a bit of a network of support. But,
Yeah. The big thing for JJ and I was just numerous rounds of IVF fertility treatment, and it's one of those things like you don't really want to go on about it on the air too much, but you just I think if people are choosing to spend like 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever their commute may be in the morning, listening to us, you want to just give them a little bit of information about yourself, just so they feel like they know you a bit better.
Yeah, and you talked about that obviously in your book, JJ, and you've got a book as well.
No books in the future for me.
Okay, sequel for you, Dom?
Yeah, I've got one coming out actually in the end of September called Childhood of an Idiot, which is just some stories about growing up.
David Cunliffe forwarded this one, or?
No forward this time. No.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay, we'll move on from that one. Just a few sort of quick fire questions to finish this off. Is it the passion that still drives you guys today? Is it the love for your job?
Has to be.
Yeah.
It really does. It's like, especially in winter, getting out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's really unpleasant.
It's not easy, yeah.
The desire to win.
Yeah.
You know, like you just...
Broadcasting awards and that sort of stuff.
you just want to win in the ratings.
Yeah.
And like even when you do win in the ratings, like we won last time, you still have to... We don't give up because you want to keep it there. You want to keep winning. You don't want to lose. So you just have to keep working hard all the time.
So one question we usually ask just before we finish is we say, what would the 16-year-old people you were think of who you've become? Would they recognise you? Would they be pretty proud?
Oh, gosh.
I think the 16-year-old me would be like, you loser, you're still working in radio? Why didn't you do something proper with your life?
Yeah.
My 16-year-old self would have thought, you should have aimed for higher thoughts, because when I was 16, wanted to be a TV and radio announcer living in Auckland. And weirdly, that's where I've ended up. I should have aimed for being Richard Branson owning an airline with islands around the world and seen where that got me. And I've always said this, I think 90% of one's life is always thinking about where you want to be. The other 10% is just good luck and timing.
Yeah.
I
think my 16-year-old self will be pretty chuffed.
Pretty chuffed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
awesome.
I'm just where I want to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm pretty
Fantastic.
happy.
We'll nearly leave it at
seriously, you don't go get all wussy on me.
We'll just say to finish off, guys, can you look down the camera and tell us what are your wise words for the people of New Zealand? So,
I would say, just work hard, be nice to people, and strive for greatness. Because if you strive for greatness, even if you don't meet your target, you can end up with goodness, which is probably a lot better than what most people will end up with.
I tell people to work hard too, because nothing comes easy. Even to people who you think their life looks easy, it's not. Success is hard work. So don't give up and put the effort in, and your dreams can come true.
Yeah, it's like my old school motto at Palmerston Boys High, which is nihil bone sine labore, which is nothing achieved without hard labour, which is true, I think, in all aspects of life apart from obesity.
My wise words would be always believe and dream, always think about where you want to be, and also never spend too much time concerning yourself with what others think. I think we spend a lot of time in life worried about what everybody else is thinking, so just look after yourself and don't worry about what anyone else is thinking.
And again,
Don't stop believing!
thanks very much, guys.